Welcome to another Critical Lens video, this time an introduction to feminism. Remember that critical lenses are like perspectives, different ways of seeing the world. And we can think about this as we think about a glass of water. An optimist will see it as half full, a pessimist would see it as half empty. Now, feminism started with the works of female authors in the 18th century and has continued to grow and evolve to the present day. Feminism focuses on empowering and changing traditional female roles and societal expectations through literature and other art forms. But rather than fixating on feminine beauty or roles as mother and wives, all society is challenged to see women as unique and independent figures. Feminism has reached a point where men and children also proudly call themselves feminists. Fundamentally, feminism is focused on the way people, stories, or things maintain or change traditional gender roles. Think back to that glass of water. A pessimist sees it half empty, an optimist sees it half full. A feminist might see the glass of water as containing water because I personally filled it, undermining the traditional expectation that my wife would take care of her husband, even for a goofy critical lens video. Put another way, think about my cat Minnie again. Normally she and my dog Sydney eat together because that's where their food is. But imagine what Minnie would think of this experiment if she was a feminist. Meow. Now, Minnie will notice the difference based on their gender, including the amount of food that each one gets. But again, Minnie can be focused on equality and equal treatment rather than just on giving up her food because she's a girl. She might also consider just how much Sydney has to eat, and because she's looking at what's right and wrong, question the justice of it. As she questions the reasoning behind the food that they're given, if Sydney expects to get a bit of her food, she won't necessarily give it up because she's expected to. This again relates to the question of what she's expected to do according to the societal roles that are placed on women. It turns out Minnie might really be a feminist given the way she blocks her bowl from Sydney's attempts to eat it. Now, we can apply the feminist lens to other stories we've seen in class too. In Hotel Rwanda, Tassiana Rusesabagina seems to be limited to her role as a wife and mother while the men who started the conflict try to end it. She's left to do little more than care for the children and wait. In The Tempest, the only female character, Miranda, must obey her father Prospero's wishes. She has to avoid the sexual desires of Caliban and marry the man that her father has chosen for her. In recent months, many critics have looked at popular science fiction and fantasy literature. Katniss from The Hunger Games starts a revolution. Hermione from the Harry Potter series is perhaps the smartest tactician of them all. But Bella from Twilight can't do anything without her man to help her. Now, you try to apply the feminist theory to the cartoon version of Little Mermaid. As I ask the questions, pause your video to try to answer them. First, which characters would a feminist critique focus on? The answer should be A. The focus should be on the female characters, while class characters and servants would be available in a Marxist critique. Now, second question. What part of the story might a feminist support? Again, the answer should be A. Ergo, rebelling against traditional male control is appropriate for a discussion in feminist viewpoints. Here's your third question. What might a feminist take issue with in the story? This time the answer should be B. The focus on traditional ideas of beauty and of seeking male approval are ideal for a feminist critique. Now, not everyone supports feminism, and some people criticize it for undermining traditional marriages. Instead of centuries worth of tradition and male-female dynamics, suddenly things have changed. Others believe that feminism unfairly discourages expression of traditional femininity in dress and behavior as supporting feminist oppression. Now, we can apply the feminist lens to story and life to examine the differences in treatment as based on gender. All of these things are ways to see the feminist lens in our daily life and in the art that we study. Thank you for watching.